Hey guys, here's another deck profile for you. This is not a Disaster Dragon deck, although I'll have another Disaster Dragon deck coming towards you quite soon. I might do that later today actually. But for now, here is a deck that anyone who knows it will recognise this immediately. Dragonsworn Norleras reset. It uses Dragon Engine, Lightsworn Engine, and Sky Scourge Norleras, and it just trolls so hard. So basically, I'll get straight into it. So it's Dragon. So here's your Dragon Engine. You've got your obvious 3 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons. You've got 2 Red Eyes Wyverns for their recursion ability. You might think that for the purpose of the deck you need 3, but you don't actually, because usually you OTK with it once you go off. 2 Dark Horus, it's a level 8 Dark Dragon, and 2 Axe Dragon, level 4 Dark Dragon, also 2k beat stick, so that's always fun. I might explain a bit after I've done the main deck, but I'll show you. Lightsworn Engine. Only 2 Judgment Dragons, yeah I know it's September format, but he's not as easy to summon as in the proper Lightsworn deck, because you're only using the engine, but you can copy him with Phantom of Chaos, or you can trade him in, or yeah, basically. But sometimes you will get to summon him, and it's just, it's another win condition. Pretty standard Lightsworn Engine. 2 Lila, 1 Lumina, 1 Jane, 1 Gareth. Now it gets a bit strange. I would run an Eren as well, but I don't have one. So yeah. 2 Dragonic. Now, I used to run Celestias in this, but I realised I didn't have Lightsworns on the field often enough to tribute, so I took them out, and because Dragonic is a dragon, he can be summoned by Red Eyes Darkness Metal, which is good, and his effect gives him 300 extra attack for every Lightsworn name in your graveyard, which can include Dragonic. So Judgment Dragon's summoning condition means you have to have 4 different Lightsworn names in your graveyard. That makes Dragonic a 3200 attack monster, and it pierces. Now that's epic. And it can be summoned by Red Eyes, which is just brilliant. And then you've just got 2 Necrogardener, because we can, and Plague Spreader Zombie, which is important for the OTK, which I'll explain later on. And then we have the Norleras stuff, which is simple. It's basically 2 Sky Scourge Norleras. I don't have a second one at the moment, but basically you can't summon him, but his effect is so good you copy it with Phantom of Chaos to just devastate your opponent and draw 1 card. Norleras' effect resets the entire thing. If your opponent has +5 card advantage on you and they can't stop this effect, you become +1 over everything. Everything goes and you draw 1 card. So that is just brilliant. And, like I was saying before, you take your Plague Spreader Zombie, summon it from the graveyard by putting a card on top of your deck, which you will then draw after using the effect of your Norleras. So, yeah. And the idea is, you top deck one of these guys, a Dark Creator. If you top deck one of these, and you can drop in when you draw it, you use the standard Hopeless OTK that's been around for 2 years, since before the Telidad format. And that's again yet another win condition, because it can do that without milling. You can just use Future Fusion, because you open with Future Fusion and Dark Creator, that's an OTK. And finally, and just another boss monster, yet another win condition, 1 Blackluster Envoy, because he's broke and you can drop him so easily with all the darks and lights and all the milling. Okay, spell lineup now, that's 28 monsters by the way. Spell lineup, Future Fusion, because you run enough dragons to make it worth using. 1 Allure of Darkness, because they're darks and it's a draw engine. It uses a standard Hopeless draw engine, so of course you've got trade-ins. Only 2, because there's only 7 targets, so you don't have often enough. Technically Judgment Dragon is a target, but you don't want to be trading him in unless you've got a Blackluster Envoy you want to drop. So 2 trade-ins, 1 Reborn as a staple, 1 Burial from a different dimension as a staple. Sorry, and then we get Dark Eruption gets your Phantom of Chaos back from the graveyard to your hand, so you can summon it, in case you mill both of them. And then you get into the Lightsworn stuff, you get Reincarnation, can get back Phantom of Chaos, or it can get back Dark Creator, Judgment Dragon, anything you want. And then Charge, and 3 Solar Recharge. Now I'm thinking of dropping these to 2, because there's also only 7 targets for this. I'd run another Reincarnation, because otherwise it's a 40 card deck at the moment. I want to keep it like that, so it's as consistent as it can be. It can't run dualities because it just needs to be able to special summon. So I might take one of those out for an extra Reincarnation to help the consistency. No traps, because it's 40 cards already and traps just slow it down. The extra deck is fairly standard and there is no side deck because it does what it does. I mean, you can side, Veilers and Crows and whatever you like, and some traps if you like. But they just slow the deck. I find they slow the deck down too much. So I'm just going to run through one basic thing. Well, a couple of basic things actually. Just to explain roughly how it works. So you've got, the idea is, in your graveyard you will have, your graveyard should look, hopefully, something like that or something, or maybe some Lightsworns in it as well, and you might have milled the dark, let's say you've got a Dark Creator in there, and you want your Plague Spreader zombie, blah 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 blah. You don't have to have Plague Spreader, you want one of those in your hand, but also you want to mill the Norleras. Oh, and I've got battery warning right now, I'll go through this really quickly. So, basic play, summon Phantom of Chaos, remove Norleras from play, wipe the field, and draw a card. You've +1, and if you've drawn this guy, Dark Creator, you've won. Because you just drop him an OTK with him. Or, if you've got one of these already in your hand, and you've also milled, along with the Phantom of Chaos, and you've also milled Plague Spreader Zombie, then you go top deck this guy to summon your Plague Spreader back, normal summon the Phantom of Chaos, remove Norleras, wipe the field, and pay 1,000 to wipe the field, and you get to draw one card. And there's your Dark Creator, an OTK. The other thing is, if you don't do that, you can do that, and at the end of the next turn, because you're obviously normal summoned, you use Red Eyes Wyvern. So you go, okay. So your opponent's had their turn, they've drawn one card. If it's a monster, they got lucky. At the end of your next turn, whatever you draw, you just don't do anything, and you use your Wyverns to get your Red Eyes back. Now you have 2 Red Eyes, and your opponent has 1 card to stop you. At this point, you just go mad, and you summon your Dark Horus, you summon an Dragonic, you summon whatever you've got. And that's how the deck works, basically. It looks like kind of a mess, because it kind of is. And yeah, tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below. Like the video. And yeah, thanks for watching.